So as we talked about in the last video, we can use this cross body to pull our opponent and stop them from being able to actually drop that shoulder and roll away from us. But depending on how our opponent's reacting or not reacting in this situation, we're actually going to be able to also create a pull and just be able to pull them over and start performing either kind of like a chair sit or a spiral ride. I'm not creating a spiral ride in the sense where I am creating this rotational movement like we would, whereas I got the mirrored leg, I'm down at the hip, I'm going to be pulling his hip to the side while also creating an arcing direction with my hips so that I can rotate him and pull him over. This one we're going to be looking at creating just more of a direct pull to the side. So regardless of how we're against our opponent here, I already got my shin over the back of his ankle, so I'm prepared for him to try and roll away, especially if I don't have a motorcycle grip yet. From here, gotta get that motorcycle grip. If he's got really tight knee-elbow connection, you can grab like the back of the collar. All we gotta do is start lifting that elbow off the mat, and it's gonna be significantly easier for us to get our arm in there somehow. Obviously, the longer you are, you're gonna be able to do this against everybody with little problem, and the shorter you are, you might have to reach a little more. Just be concerned about your center of gravity, or at least just aware of it so that you're not gonna be vulnerable. As I got that wrist, I bring my right leg to mirror his right leg. Knee to knee, ankle to ankle, and I put my left leg in base, knee pointing relatively straight up, or as a kickstand against my opponent's hips so that I can keep knocking them forward. And what I'm just gonna be looking at doing here, because I don't need this chest to back connection like I do with a seatbelt where I have to be here, and pulling from here is difficult because my spine is curved and I'm more parallel to the mat right now. I'm able to lift myself up. The more space I create, the more space that my opponent has to be able to potentially work. But because I'm still tight to his hips, I control the lower body. And because I have this motorcycle control, I control the upper body pretty well too. What I'm gonna look to just do from here is generating base with my hand and with my legs to be able to create a pull while still preventing him from being able to actively post with his right leg. But I can go here, creating this yank that then allows me to now bring this leg in and start getting that twister hook. So now I have the crossbody back control, and I can start looking at the chokes or putting my other hook in immediately. I don't make this one happen too often because usually people are very active trying to escape, but absolutely, like if you have somebody that's just kind of shutting down and they're staying super tight, it's hard to move them over this way. Because I have this arm, it essentially allows me this ability, if you just stick your arm out, Kevin, that's an exaggerated motion where I can take this and just keep taking the lever and rotate my opponent over. So what I need to do is get that wrist. I need to try and bring that wrist out to the side. Like, see, the more I get that wrist out to the side, the more his elbow opens up. Better and better lever control. Not necessarily gonna get it very far, but that's the idea. Here, he's keeping that elbow nice and tight, so it's not gonna move very much, but all I'm gonna be looking at doing is how do I pull from that wrist and pull up and over in an arcing direction. So I lift up. Here, you can see how my arm starts to almost extend as well. That's fine, because I still got a really strong motorcycle grip. Here, pulling. Now I start to lean more to the side. I can generate and adapt my base as I need to, but my right leg has to stay there. If I take my right leg away, he's just gonna pull himself back over and recorrect. I have to bring his left shoulder up and over his right shoulder and hips and keep it going. If he can slide and adjust the right side of his body back out, I'm never gonna move him. So here, this shin, I'm just starting to lean down onto my hip, just like we were doing before, where it's like I'm not using too much effort at this point. But now from here, lifting myself and pulling, and I can even extend into his leg with my right leg to slide him out. Put that hook in immediately. Now from here, how you use the crossbody back control is up to you. Secure your hooks, move right into a body triangle, move them around more, create vulnerability. Here I get that motorcycle grip. I'm checking against his leg here just with my knee. I bring my leg in here to mirror, here and here. I start to lean, pull him off to the side. Here I was able to rotate him completely over and into the space between my legs and start inserting my hooks. Nothing has to be as explosive as the direct rotational control because we have the levers. So use that control, use the extra space that you can create to your advantage so that you can get yourself into better position to be able to generate more force, and just look to pull them over into attacking the back.